Hey, Rolo, uh, with regard to crabs in a bucket, is it more, okay, I'll explain crabs in a bucket. Is it more guys want to be him but want to pull him back down, or guys want to be him and associate themselves with him? I'm hope I'm making sense. Yeah, you are. I've read all your books starting round two. Okay, crabs in a barrel. This is not my quote. This is someone else's quote, but and this wasn't even about red pill stuff when it was quoted, but the idea is this: most guys are like crabs in a barrel. When a crab, like if you're fishing, right? It was a story about a fisherman, is what it was, and I'm a fisherman myself. I like to go dock fishing. I like to go surf fishing. I like to go deep sea fishing. I like to go fly fishing. I've fished pretty much with the exception of ice fishing. Maybe I should. It seems so dangerous. But I've pretty much fished every way you could possibly fish. Now, crabs in a bucket is if you're using, like, say there's some kind of fish you want to catch, like it's usually bottom fish, right? You use crabs, right? And you'll buy crabs by the bucket in bait, right? Well, the thing is you don't have to put a lid. You generally don't have to put a lid on a bucket of crabs, because when one crab gets to the top of the thing to get out, there's like 10 crabs that grab him and pull him back down into the bucket. Well, they use that as sort of this metaphor for life, right? Like as soon as somebody gets better, as soon as somebody starts looking like they might be exceeding and leaving the crab bucket, as soon as somebody betters themselves to the point where they're like going to get out of their situation, in this case, it's the bucket, there are 10 or 12 other guys that are ready to pull him back down in. Now, your question about this is, are the guys really want to be this guy, but want him to pull him back down? Yes. Or do the guys want to be him and associate themselves with him? Also, yes. Both can be true at the same time. But I think primarily what it is it's this want for familiarity. And whenever I use the crab in the bucket metaphor, it's usually when people ask me, like, say, well, Rolo, how come my family and my dad and my brothers and my best friend, like, I've gone red pill and they say that you're an asshole and I shouldn't listen to you, and you've changed, brah, and you're trying to be something you're not. You're a poser. You're trying to be someone who you're not. Right? And usually the reason why they say that is because they want you to stay predictable. They don't want you to get any better, because a better you might also inspire them, or it might also like point a finger back at them that they're not as good as you. And that is kind of goes against the sort of emotionalist egalitarian narrative. It certainly goes against the participation trophy generation bullshit. Everyone's a winner. You know who is a winner? They're all the crabs in that bucket, but they're on the winner's bucket, so they're all the same and they're all winners. That's pretty much what egalitarian is. You want to know where the participation trophy mentality came from? It came from female influence in society. It came from this egalitarian norm. We should all feel special. We're all different, but we're all special we're all the same. We're all as one, but we're all special in our own way. We're all winners. We all get a participation trophy. There's no winners. We're not going to keep score. What was it? I think it was in was it in Australia, or maybe it was New Zealand or something like that. I think it was was it a volleyball team or a soccer team? And they decided they were never going to have any captains in the team. It was a female soccer team, I believe. And so they would say, okay, Jen, you're the captain for this game. And Becky, you're the captain for this game. And Sonia, whatever your fucking name is, you're the captain of this, for this game. And it was a disaster because there was no unified direction. There's like some were maybe Becky was better than Jen. I don't know. But the thing is like, if there's going to be leadership, like I love how women want to say, well, we want men who are leaders or dominant leaders, but then they don't want narcissistic assholes. Well, sorry, but to actually have the confidence in yourself to say, you know what, and rise above the crowd, rise above the rest of the masses to lead them because they need leadership. Well, how dare you think that we all need leadership? That goes against the emotionalist norm, and it also goes against the egalitarian norm. So when we're looking at the quote unquote crabs in the bucket, the guy who wants to get better, guys will always try to tear that guy down no matter what, because it's a constant reminder that they're not doing as well as somebody else. I've said this, and this has always been very controversial, and I'll just throw it out here one more time, is all this bullshit this good touchy feely, we're all positivity porn bullshit about don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to who you were the other day. No, compare yourself to fucking other people. That's how you figure out what you get a benchmark of where you're at in life. It's not like you have to be that person. It's not like you have to like find some way to outdo that person, but it's a good benchmark to say, to sort of figure out, it's a good metric to see where your own fucking progression is. Oh, well, I was a piece of shit before, and now I'm just less of a piece of shit. So I was just comparing myself to my old previous piece of shit life and who I was. And now I'm marginally better than a piece of shit. No, you're not. Stop it. Stop it with the bullshit. Yeah, it's everybody compares themselves to everybody else. Everybody says, I don't care what anybody thinks. No, you do. The very fact that you're even saying that means that you do. Because by saying that, you're trying to impress people that you don't care about what they have to say. So you do, because you cared enough to say that shit in the first place. I mean, do you get me? Do you understand how that works? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with comparing yourself to somebody else, especially when that person's your rival. That person is like, maybe they're better than you. So you don't have to hate them. You don't have to. If anything, they should be somebody that maybe it's their inspiration. They're your hero, right? They're your inspiration, their aspiration, right? Like guys do that all the time. I was just talking about Jack Reacher, or whoever the guy is that plays Jack Reacher. Dude's yoked, man. I was like, I understand why, I understand why guys like that show, and women obviously like that show. I mean, he's shirtless in damn near every episode. But the difference between like guys and women when they see a shirtless guy who looks like that, right? Guys are like, they don't go, oh, I'll never look like that. Oh, how can you do this to me? Oh, why are you so hot? For no, any guys that does that is a little bitch, right? You're acting like a female. Anyway, anytime somebody says you're acting like a bitch, they're saying that's female behavior. Guys don't do that. They go, damn, I wonder what gear he's on. See, is that Deca? Is that Trend? I mean, we might try to tear him down by saying he's cheating or disqualify him. Like, guys, well, that's a kind of bitch behavior too. But like when I see that, I go, fuck, I wonder what his routine is. I wonder what's his bench? What's his fucking squat? What's it like? Damn. I'm comparing myself to him, thinking I could get better. Or I wonder if there's something he's doing that I'm not, that maybe I could benefit from. Guys do that. You know why? Because guys communicate differently and we think differently when we see shit like that. I mean, if you're a natural, healthy, well-adjusted mentally guy, yeah, there's nothing homosexual about that. It's just like, damn, the guy looks good. How the fuck do I look? How do I get to look like that? Women, on the other hand, just hate that. Like if a guy sees a hot piece of ass and his girlfriend or his wife's like, okay, you really like that? I'll never look like that. You got to go, no, baby. I really didn't want to fuck her. She's just, she's hot, but yeah, you're my girl. Ladies, if you see a hot piece of ass, just say, damn, how do I get titties like that? How do I get my stomach as flat as that? Like, how is that not like the natural thing? Like that girl that had in the intro videos, and she was saying that she took a bunch of, she took a man's dose of testosterone and just basically wanted to fuck. I've heard female bodybuilders say that. Like they'll take, they're on Anavar or whatever the fuck they're taking, right? They'll something mild, right? They're like, damn, you guys are like this all the time. Yeah. And that's why I think when people talk about, oh, men need to practice impulse control. I'll tell you what, ladies, we can have the conversation about impulse control once you've gone on a cycle, just like 2 weeks of like, oh, I don't know, T-Pro, testosterone propionate, right? Or just go on just regular TRT or Anavar, what's something mild, right? Just go on something, like go on some kind of gear for like a week or 2 weeks. Then we can talk about impulse control. When you do that, when you get to that point and you realize, fuck, is this what it's like to be a guy? Is this what it feels like to have 12 to 17 times the amount of testosterone I normally have in my bloodstream? Fuck, I want to fuck everybody. Like she was just saying she wanted to fuck everybody. And well, she didn't say fuck, but she wanted to bang everybody in the office. And she's like, I got what? I just show that again. Maybe I'll just dig that up. That was too good not to replay that one. Where'd it go? Where'd she go? I feel bad about not like, oh, here it is. This is too good. Like, so this is it right here.
Dosed with a man's amount of testosterone on accident. And I start looking at my boss and my coworkers and I'm like, oh my God, why do I want to, why do I want to like, why do I want to do things with my why do I want to do things with my coworkers? Like, this is making no sense. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? And I go in the bathroom. I'm just like looking at, I'm just like, put my hands on the countertop and I'm like, look in the mirror. I'm like, Molly, what's wrong with you? And I was like, oh, testosterone. Oh shit. Oh my God, I've got a man's amount of testosterone in me today. This is wild.
Okay, so ladies, if you want to talk about impulse control, guys and stuff like that, I'll tell you what, we can have that conversation after you've come off of a 2-week cycle of with something like Anavar, right? Something. Then we can have that. Then we can have an educate. Then you can be empathetic. You can be empathetic. Like literally, you've experienced what it's like, at least somewhat. Guys are like that all the time. I'm close to it, right? You amplify your testosterone, ladies. They come back and tell me how your impulse control is. We have to teach guys to be in control of their sexuality all the time. We don't do that with women. We used to. We don't do it anymore because it's bad form, right? It's don't be so judgmental. Yeah, because we more or less unleashed female hypergamy since really 1965, but certainly since the late 60s, early 70s. We don't have impulse control. Fucking hey, we were just talking about like how married women have plan B.